I believe in the concept of journalism as a public service, and I really believe in the nobility of this profession. My name is Amanda Turner, and I'm a television news anchor and reporter. So the thing I love most about being a journalist is the opportunity to be on the front lines of everything relevant that's going on in my community. And not just that, it's the idea that it takes a tremendous amount of trust and respect on the part of the audience to invite us into their home day after day to bring them the news and information that's going to color their perspective. The information that we bring them serves to characterize the way they see their community and the larger world around them. And that to me is just the ultimate honor.
As you can see behind me, today is anything but an average day at Aurora's own dry dock brewery. In fact, it's their busiest day of the year.
On any given day, this is about as close to wildlife as any of us would dare to get. But the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District is making it possible for the community to go a little wild, a little more often. The SCFD has collected nearly $600 million for local organizations like the Denver Zoo.
Arachnophobia is one of the most common of all specific fears. More than half of all women and 10% of all men are afraid of spiders, and they don't even have to be as big as this one.
This probably isn't the best pizza ever made at Steve-O's Pizzeria. But for Steve and his employees, today was about so much more than pizza. It's about raising money for the Children's Hospital Colorado. Colorado Public News sat down with members of the House of Representatives from Colorado to determine how they're voting on repeal of the health care bill and what provisions are causing them to vote yes or no.
What's the scariest thing about Glenwood Manor? For college students, it could be the fact that in this hyper-competitive economy, we're worrying ourselves to death about grades. While it's recent high school graduates who are using entrepreneurial innovation and real-world skills to cash in on a booming industry.
Artists at today's exhibit give a whole new meaning to the term turning trash into treasure, as they take what could be deemed rubbish and turn it into beautiful works of art that are anything but. How many people do you know who are excited to turn 50? Videographer Cyril Gendreau and I introduce you to some athletes that inspire us all to go for the gold into our 50s and beyond.
These are the long shots. Some of these are their Olympic medals. Every Saturday morning you'll find these ladies in the 6th Avenue Elementary School gymnasium playing their hearts out. Just a few short months ago, the team traveled to Cleveland, Ohio, where they took home the gold medal in women's basketball at this year's National Senior Olympic Games. 4 of those on Team Longshots were first teammates at Adams State University.
Deb and I played together in college, so we still know how one another moves. We may not move as quick, but we still know what one another's going to do.
Reuniting some 30 years later, they all had just one question in mind.
Initially, it was just curiosity. How good are 50-year-old basketball players?
And the answer?
Not only in Colorado are we really good, but 50 to 54 category, we're the best in the country that are playing. So it was a great win. It was a great win.
Their team may be known as the Longshots, but their skill on the court and their popularity in the community proves they're anything but.
Yeah, so we felt like celebrities when we won the gold, and everybody liked our energy because as a team, we get along so well, and everybody wants to be a part of our team because we get along like family.
More than just a team, these women really are a family.
I think if you took this little group, this melting pot of people, and put them smack in the middle of the world, we wouldn't have any strife. We wouldn't have any wars. We wouldn't have people who gossip or slander. We would just have a lot of love. So I love this team.
So what's their secret to success?
I work out almost every day, and I can feel the difference when I really exercised and worked out. It makes a difference.
That's all look great.
Yeah, I think that's another reason we win, because we're in shape.
Success on the court has translated into victories in life as well. Player Deborah Gilbert is a 5-year breast cancer survivor.
Yes, it's just in the blood. We love the game, and it shows.
She'll be on the court for a long time to come.
I never quit playing, and then my first question to the doctor is, after this surgery, will I be able to continue to play basketball? So I feel as long as I'm able to walk, I'll be out here playing.
You don't have to be an Olympic athlete to benefit from leading a healthy lifestyle. For more than 30 years, Deb Gilbert has been teaching the kids here at 6th Avenue Elementary School in Aurora how exercise can serve to shape their lives.
So I'm trying to pass that on to them, that if they do the right things, they'll live a long, healthy life.
The team has some good advice for future Olympians as well.
Keep it fun. If you work so hard and play so hard and you're just doing it for the goal of the Olympics or the goal to get a college scholarship, it's not worth it. Do it for the love of the game.
For Aurora News Weekly, I'm Amanda Turner.
And you know, Wendy, one of the really cool things about that story is that Deb Gilbert, the woman you just saw in the story there, she's one of the first, she is the first, in fact, female athlete to have her basketball jersey retired in Colorado State history.
I'm so inspired by all of them.
Absolutely, they were an incredible group of ladies.
Great.
And they're already preparing for the 2015 Olympic Games in Minnesota, and we wish them all the best.
Yes. It's as much a tradition this time of year as ghost stories, pumpkin chunkin', and I understand you were in the middle of the action.
That's right. Videographer Seal Gendreau and I have some amazing highlights for you guys.
All right.
Coming up next.
It just looks like pumpkins going.
I'm a self-proclaimed engineer.
I just a common sense engineer, and I tend to over-engineer.
You know, I'm just kind of a frustrated inventor. I love creating things.
What do you get when you combine a whole lot of ingenuity with more than 15,000 spectators and countless orange projectiles? Pumpkin Chunkin' 2013 at the Arapahoe Park Racetrack here in Aurora. For the first time in the history of the contest, the venue featured a full-mile range. Medieval reenactor Dwayne Buthel proves that, though the event itself gets better each year, lobbing pumpkins is a timeless good time.
The machine's a classic trebuchet. It's based off of medieval designs. So it's a very simple machine. Not trying to take anything away from all the ingenuity between all these other machines, but this is about as simple as he gets. This is how they would have done it in the Middle Ages. So I may lack a little bit in distance, but I have fun for it in the way the machine works and everything else.
Champions in their division and victors of the day, Team Inertia, take a slightly more modern approach.
We've been competing here in Aurora for since 2006. My first machine was a simple trebuchet, and I learned right away that gravity's not that great. Something about taking an object and throwing it as far as you can. The forces involved are incredible, and it's just a lot of fun. We love doing it.
Pumpkins unlucky enough to be launched out of the Inertia 2 will travel at upwards of 400 miles per hour and can fly as much as 3,000 feet. Team Captain Greg Wolf works toward motivating future generations to take an interest in engineering. Little Robbie McKay is proof that those big numbers are a big inspiration to little pumpkin chunkers.
Except we're gonna build it bigger like that one. We're gonna build it bigger, and it's gonna go farther.
The engineers participating in Pumpkin Chunkin' weren't the only ones subject to exacting standards.
This is why they call it Pumpkin Chunkin'. Sure, this pumpkin may look like this after being launched out of one of those incredible contraptions at almost 400 miles an hour, but believe it or not, at one point in time, this board was literally the cream of the crop. It had to weigh between 8 and 10 pounds, be of a specific circumference, and even have a particular shape.
If you're interested in chunking some pumpkins next year, you may want to give Dwayne a call.
The wife said it's time to move on and do something different, so I decided the official name is This Machine is for Sale, make an offer. If it sells, great. If not, no big deal. If it sells, my wife doesn't know, but I'm going to make a bigger and better machine.
For Aurora News Weekly, I'm Amanda Turner.
Always listen to your wife.
Greg Wolf and the rest of Team Inertia are headed to Delaware for the national championships.
Wow.
They're already champions in their division, so now they're going after the world record. And you can watch at home on Thanksgiving night on the Discovery Science channel. And to learn more or to see some highlights, you can go to pumpkinchunkin.com.
There's some engineering involved in some of those contraptions.
Kidding.
I'm glad you had your hard hat on. It could be like a danger zone.
I lucked out. I even got to take that hard hat home.
This is Aurora News Weekly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amanda Turner.
And I'm Wendy Brockman. Thanks for joining us.
Students at Tollgate Elementary School of Expeditionary Learning want to say thank you. Thanks to funding provided by a voter-approved bond measure, Tollgate was recently remodeled. Students and staff, along with Aurora Superintendent Rico Munn, recently hosted a grand reopening celebration. The remodel expands the school's capacity from 538 students to 732. It also includes a new classroom, kitchen, and cafeteria, as well as a secure front entrance. As you can see, students seem pretty excited about all the changes. Voters approved that bond measure in 2008. It also helped Aurora Public Schools make improvements at several other schools over the summer, as well as to upgrade some classroom technology. And it's a unique program that's feeding bodies and minds, and it's helping to make One Aurora Library a very popular place. Last June, we told you about a program to help keep kids in North Aurora fed during their summer break. Now that school is back in session, the kids are getting after-school meals thanks to Aurora's Martin Luther King Jr. Library and the Food Bank of the Rockies. The program has grown quickly, and since mid-September, the library has given away more than 900 after-school meals. Kids can pick them up from 3:30 to 4:30 Tuesday through Friday and from 12 to 1 on Saturdays at the MLK Library. It's located at 9898 East Colfax. The meals are not only bringing kids into the library who may have never been there before, but also their parents. The Martin Luther King Jr. Library is one of only 2 in the metro area, providing kids with after-school meals. A big boost for Aurora's Cultural Arts District. The Colorado Creative Industries has upgraded the ACAD from being an emerging arts district to a prospective district.
Reef the sails, bail the water, secure the spars!
This is video from Metamorphoses, playing at the district's Fox Theater through September 22nd. The ACAD's improved status comes with a $5,000 grant from the state, as well as a $5,000 grant from the Betcher Foundation. It also includes 60 hours of support from creative consultants who will help the district in areas that will lead to full certification. The new status and the additional funding will all allow the Aurora Cultural Arts District to continue to support and promote the arts in our city. The district consists of several theaters and art galleries in original Aurora. For more information, visit their website at auroraculture.org. You'll notice it now features their colorful new logo. The Aurora Cultural Arts District is getting ready to launch a new signature poetry event. It's called Poetry at Play, and it will take place September 20th and 21st at a variety of locations in the district. The event will include all kinds of area poets, from students, teachers, and artists, even the general public. To learn more about it or to sign up to read, go to auroraculture.org/poetry. The Community College of Aurora and Aurora Public Schools are one of many partners helping out with the event. And just in time for that event, the City Council has given initial approval to a plan to create an Aurora Poet Laureate. The idea is to give citizens a new, unique way for their voices to be heard. And joining us now to make sure that all of us are ready is our Deputy City Clerk, Karen Goldman. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about, this is an all-mail ballot, correct? So folks won't be going to the polls to cast their vote.
That's correct.
The numbers are all adding up here in Aurora.
The City Council has now given preliminary approval to the 2014 budget, and for the first time since 2007, it doesn't include any cuts.
Awesome.
The $591 million budget is expected to include $270 million in the general fund. That's up more than $6 million from last year. The general fund is the main source of funding for the city.
Most of that money comes from sales tax revenue, which has been higher this year. The preliminary 2014 budget also includes financing for a $22 million new police and fire training facility. Right now, Aurora police officers and firefighters have to either train in outdated facilities or travel to Denver to train. City Council is expected to give final approval to the 2014 budget on October 28th. And it's a unique new way to fight crime and help keep Aurora safe.
Yeah, it's called the...
While the doggy pool party was mainly just a fun community event, it also had an important message. As you just heard there, a dog's normal body temperature is about 101 degrees. Plus, with all that fur, I mean, you can imagine how hot they get.
Definitely.
And how much hotter they get than we do. Your best bet is to keep them out of the car when it's hot outside, leave them at home if you're running errands, and if you have to happen to have a pool handy, that helps too.
And so you saw what that water looked like after they were through.
Oh, absolutely. I was telling everyone there too, we have a 300-pound Mastiff, so I can only imagine what he could have done to that event.
Oh my gosh. Well, good thing they clean the pool after all the dogs get in.
Definitely.
That's such a great event. Well, perhaps you wanted to go to the doggy dip, but you don't have a dog.
No worries, we can fix that with some help from the Aurora Animal Shelter. Shelter spokeswoman Cheryl Conway has the perfect pooch for you. You should be receiving your ballot for election 2013 any day now. Ballots went in the mail October 14th. Here's another look at candidates and issues in Aurora you'll find on the ballot this year. Candidates in Ward 1 are incumbent Sally Mounier and Eric Bush. Incumbent Renee Peterson and Bernard Celestin are running in Ward 2. And incumbent Marja Burzins is running unopposed in Ward 3. At-large candidates include incumbents Barbara Cleland and Brad Pierce, as well as Matthew Cook, PK Kaiser, Angela Lawson, and Maya Wheeler. Ballot question 2A asks whether the city charter should be changed to increase the time for which a vacancy on city council has to be filled from the current 30 days to 45 days. You'll only get a ballot if you're a registered voter and your current mailing information is correct. To learn more, go to auroragov.org and search Register to Vote. Of course, in order to fill out your ballot, you'll need to know not just who's running, but where they stand on the issues.
Good evening and welcome to the 2013 Candidates Forum, featuring candidates.
You can do that by watching the 2013 Candidate Forum, which took place at the Aurora Municipal Center on October 3rd. Aurora 8 is broadcasting the forum throughout the month of October and leading up to Election Day. You can find a schedule by going to auroragov.org and searching Aurora 8. Then just scroll down to programming. You can also watch it anytime on the Aurora channel at youtube.com/The Aurora channel.
We recognize her. She's been reporting for us for the past few months and now she'll be joining me regularly here on the set. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much, Wendy. I'm so excited to be here. Aurora is such a wonderful community and this is such a great organization. I'm really thrilled to be able to take part.
Agreed. Welcome.
And thank you guys for watching. We hope you have a wonderful week.
Today, 300 more people survive on the roads than did in 2002.
The State Patrol supplied Colorado Public News with these numbers, which actually fly in the face of fears which were being voiced by critics 2.5 years ago.
Back then, there were predictions lifting the ban on Sunday liquor sales would increase the chances for people to die in drunk driving accidents. Instead, drunk driving deaths on Sundays sharply dropped from 20 in 2009 to just 6 last year.
Do you drink and drive?
Not no more.
But you used to.
I have,
So you
yes.
changed your mind?
Yeah.
Colorado State Patrol Sergeant John Hahn says you might be surprised to learn that drinking and driving is not the overall leading cause of highway crashes.
The first one would be speed, whether it be driving too fast for the conditions or driving over the speed limit. And then the second one being distracted driving.
The Colorado State Patrol has a motto: every crash can be prevented. And one of the ways they want to do that is by targeting problem areas like this one on I-70 near Floyd Hill, especially on days which are icy. So if you plan on speeding here on a day like that, you can also plan on a real good chance of getting ticketed.
But efforts by state cops are not the only reason for the drop in fatalities. More drivers are buckling up. Also, highways are safer, and modern vehicles with side airbags are saving lives. The goal for the Colorado State Patrol, 0 deaths on the highways for 2025. For Channel 9 News, Carol McKinley, Colorado Public News.
Second graders at Fletcher Primary were going nuts last week. Coconuts, that is.
I'm going to put my helmet on for safety, just so I don't get hit by exploding coconuts.
Doctors and staff from the University of Colorado Hospital taught kids about sports safety. And by smashing a coconut or two, they highlighted just how important a helmet can be.
Oh no! I hope that doesn't happen to anybody's head.
Not only did the kids learn a valuable lesson, but they also scored brand new and perfectly fitted helmets of their very own.
All right, shake your head back and forth. Down. All right, that's a good helmet. You can have that one.
Helmets that it sounds like will be getting lots of good use this summer.
Helmets? I'm gonna ride my bike with my helmet.
Because the kids are getting outside more than ever now, and they're on their new bikes that they may have gotten for the holidays and skateboards and stuff like that. And so now's the time of year to get your helmet on and to have fun with that. But as an emergency physician, we see the consequence of serious head injuries, and it's especially heartbreaking when it's a little person who didn't need to get seriously hurt if they had had a helmet on.
This event may one day help to save someone's life. If nothing else, it definitely made someone's day. For Aurora News Weekly, I'm Amanda Turner.
I think that people are meant to do great things with their lives, and in my case, this is the place where I can do the most good, I can have the largest impact, and I really have the will to succeed. I have all the foundational skill sets necessary to be an excellent journalist. Really, all I need is the right opportunity. But I'm doubtless that this is where I belong. This is what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm meant to be.